Well, good evening, everyone. Start the clock. It's great to be here, and rather humbling to be here, and particularly to speak about European citizenship and identity in the 21st century. What I want to say really is this. Let's remember that last year we celebrated the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And we also celebrated the 10th anniversary of Poland and 7 other European countries coming into the EU. And in Britain we celebrated the lifting of the transitional controls on work permits for Romanians and Bulgarians. Many in this room, I imagine, I know one or two of them, were present in Berlin, in Warsaw, when these events occurred. And I was actually at Luton Airport on the 1st of January, by the way, as well, to celebrate that. And we have so much to learn from those times. We're called New Europeans because, not because we spend a lot of time championing the rights of people from what used to be called the New European countries, but actually we chose the name because we firmly believe that the civil society movements of 1989 have inspired and continue to give an impetus to the transformation of Europe as a whole. And this is a really extraordinary, amazing time to live, isn't it, between those two centuries, the 20th and the 21st. Think about what we've witnessed in our lifetime and continue to witness. The transition from an old Europe to a new Europe in which individual citizens and local communities will have far greater voice, agency, power because of what we're doing here and many others like us. The old Europe was one of war and peace. It started with the First World War, it ended with Sarajevo and Srebrenica, part of our identity too. The new Europe, I believe, is one of freedom, opportunity and power. Freedom for citizens, freedom to move, which we've heard about. Opportunities to work, and power, including power for citizens. This can and must start at the level of local communities, which is why we at New Europeans are so excited to be part of the Together in Europe programme. We know that change in Europe will not happen by itself. It will happen, and this is what we remember from 1989, through the power of civil society. We know that we, the citizens, the men and women of Europe, that's you and me, that we hold the keys to the future in our hands. We know there's nothing that we cannot achieve together. We know that from 1989. We know that from what we've witnessed in our lives, if we remain united in our diversity. The other end of Europe tonight, people in Greece are suffering greatly. But the people of Greece most people in Greece remain committed to the European ideal and to Europe. And this is a remarkable fact. Despite their suffering, the people of Greece understand that Europe is their democratic vocation. This is not a matter of economics, it's a matter of identity. They belong to Europe, and in Europe, and so do we. That same European vocation is inspiring young people in the Ukraine, human rights campaigners in Belarus, secularist modernisers in Turkey to turn towards the European Union today. And I sometimes wonder why it is that British people have so much trouble with the concept of European citizenship and European identity. Some see Europe as a kind of overweening superstate, a roadblock to reform. In the early days of the European Union, with leaders like Schuman and Adenauer and de Gasperi, some saw it as a kind of Catholic conspiracy. Others go to the opposite extreme and say the EU is actually too weak and it's overpowered by the strength of international organisations, particularly corporations. Few recognise, as we do, that Europe actually, the European Union, exists for its citizens. And the challenge for us as committed Europeans is to make that new Europe really the Europe of the citizens, not just a dream, but a reality. Another great Massimo of 19th century Italy, Massimo d'Azeglio, said after the unification of Italy in his memoirs, we have made Europe, now we have to make, we have made Italy, now we have to make the Italians. Well, the 20th century produced Europe, made the European Union. In the 21st century, we have to make Europeans. And it's happening. The vanguard of this are the people who move, the 2.3 million, probably more, European citizens who live and work and are building their lives in the United Kingdom, and the 2.2 million Brits who live elsewhere in the European Union, and the millions of people who move around in other European member states, building their lives there. They're developing a new European identity. And of course, it's added value, this European identity. It's not, I think this is the problem the Brits have. They think British and European doesn't go. You're British and you're European. So this is our job, to make Europeans, to make that European identity and to give power to European citizens through their local communities. And that's what we can do together. That's what Together in Europe is going to be about, and that's what we can do. We can empower European citizens to change their communities and the world around them. We can reach out to those who doubt or know little about what Europe means for them and raise their awareness. And that's why we're so proud to support Together in Europe and look forward to working with all our partners, participants and stakeholders. Together in Europe, yes we can. Thank you.